Okay, today we're going to show you how to set up a NoMachine cluster. You can see here I have my NX master, which I have my NX slave, and I have my NX node. First thing we're going to do is on the master by default, either enterprise server or cloud server both install the local host as a node. For an HA setup, this is not recommended. It's actually pretty much not recommended in any setup unless your enterprise server or cloud server are going to have the resources necessary to do traffic management as well as handle workloads. So we'll just take a look here, and if we can see, we do have localhost. So what we're going to do here is we're going to node del localhost. Right, so if we do a node list again, we no longer have a localhost as a node. From here, we're going to go ahead and do a node add to add our actual node, which if you want we can look at. Okay, in this setup, of course, it's .97. So we're going to node add 172.17.10.97, and also for this, because we have a non 255.255.255.0 net mask, we need to specify the net mask, which for us in this range is this. Okay, answer yes here, yes here. For this exercise, I'm actually just using the root user. You can actually use a sudo user also. Okay, so everything added. From here, we can go ahead and add, actually we can go over to our slave server over here, and if you run the same node list, you'll see that localhost is actually a node over here too on this machine. We want to go ahead and get rid of that, so we'll do a node del localhost, and now we'll do a node list, and we can see it's now gone. So from there, now we can start setting up our cluster. So we go back to our master machine, and what we'll do here is bin NX server. We'll do a cluster add, a -- local, -- local, which will be the IP of the actual master machine. In our case, that is 10.95. A -- shared, which is going to be the shared IP address, which will transfer back and forth between the master and the slave, should anything happen to either one of them. In our case, it's 10.99. And then, of course, because we have a non-default net mask, we'll go ahead and specify that too. Alright, so now I should be able to do user NX bin, NX server, -- cluster list, and you'll see that the master machine is now part of this cluster. To add the slave server, we'll actually do pretty much along the same lines, except we'll do a cluster add, and at this point all we pretty much need is the IP address of the slave server, and then also, of course, the net mask, since it's not a default net mask. Sorry. Again, same with adding a node. You get asked a few questions. Again, I'm using root user, and you can see here it got added. Everything synchronized up across the master and the slave server. So now if I go back here and I do a cluster list, I have two machines inside that cluster. So I should be able to open up the NoMachine client, put that over here for you. We'll connect to, well, actually we'll just go ahead and make a new one. Connection to 102, and here we're going to use our shared IP address. Right, password for us right now is okay, no proxy, and we will call this NoMachine cluster, if I can spell it right. All right, done. Now we can connect to the NoMachine cluster. Oh, well, now I remember what I forgot. After you do all this, you need to go ahead and restart each of the NX service on each machine. So on the slave server, we'll do a restart, and then on the master server, we'll go ahead and do a restart. Okay, so now, again, we should be able to go back and now connect to our server. We can see that we have connection. All right, type in my username and password. Guess I can type it right. Too big of a hurry. Okay, I can either connect to my physical display or the new virtual desktop. I'm going to choose new virtual desktop. Click OK. For the exercise, I'm obviously leaving it kind of roaming here. So from here, I should be able to go over and to now my I should be able to kill my master. So at this point, I'll just power off the master in my vSphere client. As you can see, I'm trying to type. I've lost all connection with it. And you can see my NoMachine session's now dying. Okay, so connection was lost. And we'll give it just a couple minutes for this to actually fail over. But if you go to the slave server, you can actually look and see that if I do a list, okay, so now it's failed over and it sees my session. And now I should be able to reconnect. Okay. Try to type the password correctly. Okay, NoMachine cluster. I want to reconnect to that session. And it seems to be taking some time. Again, this is on Centos 5.6 64-bit, running the latest packages. Oh, here we go. So I am now back with my session. And back up and running. Probably at this point I should have showed you I had some applications running, but I can log out here. It can take a few minutes for it to fail over, so that's not anything to worry about.